drag and drive, even though it's stylized as drag X drive. I guess they just put that there for the whatever. But let's check out this review. This is gonna be a sleeper, man. $20.
The Nintendo fans who worried the company lost its creative spark after playing it fairly safe with the Switch 2, let me introduce you to Drag and Drive, a wheelchair basketball-inspired sports game that's controlled almost entirely with the Joy-Con 2's mouse mode. True, it's surprisingly drab in personality, considering it comes from the company that's brought us some of the most iconic characters and worlds in gaming. But even after 20 years of playing every bizarre motion-controlled game from the Wii on down, I can safely say this is something I've never seen before. Perhaps more surprising to hear, I actually really like how Drag and Drive plays. I respect the ambition to try something entirely new, even though I recognize the result is definitely not going to be for everyone. But despite its surprisingly good gameplay, Drag and Drive is pretty disappointing in terms of the content outside of its 3-on-3 online matches, with a lack of variety and enticing unlockables you'd expect from a game like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a $20 game. What should we be expecting? It's very straightforward.
From the look of it, the main reason this game exists is to showcase the Joy-Con 2's combination of built-in mouse and motion controls. The separated left and right controllers direct your baller's left and right arm, respectively. You can slide the controller on a flat surface to have your arm push your wheels forward and backward, lift and flick your wrist after you line yourself up with the hoop to shoot the ball, and wave to a teammate to signal that you're open for a pass.
That's going to be the meta, the trick shots. Because in the last video, in the gameplay overview, they talked about how you can, like when you see when he go up to shoot and he kind of leaned over, that's considered a trick. So you get a fraction of a point. Like you see, they got 9.7 points. So if you're not using the trick shots, like that 360 dunk layup thing, he keeps the dunk and the layup you kept seeing him do. If you're not doing those trick shots, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. So that's going to be the meta. Who can get the most trick shots during the game? Because the game could come down to a tenth or a few tenths of a point.
Plays like a more hardcore version of a game in the Wii Sports series. It's less pick up and play, with more advanced techniques to master and the added demand of constantly sliding your controllers around.
Oh, the give and go. Hey, that was a nice little give and go.
Your arms and wrists a little bit tired after extended play sessions. You should probably stay far away from this one.
Some curry range, whole lot. Curry range.
First hour or so, it didn't feel natural. It demands a lot of actions a game has never asked of me before. Usually games like Wii Sports rely on simple controls paired with automatic movement, but Drag and Drive puts you in complete control of your character, and I just wasn't used to it. And when things weren't going well, the physicality of it all made for a steeper, more frustrating learning curve than just remembering which buttons to press on a traditional controller, an option that's entirely absent here. But as I practiced further, I started to really enjoy the way Drag and Drive plays. Once I absorbed the idea, I started comfortably gliding around the lone arena that combines a traditional basketball court with skate park elements, stealing the ball from opponents and then dunking it after doing a flip off a half pipe.
Hold that.
Drag and Drive skill ceiling feels surprisingly high, and I can see a hardcore group really latching onto its systems. The mid-match
Hold on, I noticed something there. I think this is to discourage cherry picking. Hold on.
Drag and Drive skill ceiling feels surprising.
You see how that red thing it started flashing after the bucket and it pushed him out. Pushed him out back on defense. I think that's to prevent cherry picking. Cause you know people going cherry picking or basket hanging, whatever you call it. Like people call it different things. So I like that little quality of life kind of thing. Cause I don't like playing with people who cherry pick. That's so trash.
I can see a hardcore group really latching onto its systems. The mid-match action is very polished as well, with rock-solid performance and cool haptic feedback where you can feel the click of your wheels in the controllers.
You see it again, that wave.
It's generally very responsive too, if you have a proper surface to play on. That's a big if. Never before have I had to undergo so many wardrobe changes to figure out which pants were ideal to wear when playing a video game. Nintendo says you can use your legs for the mouse controls, but the results really vary depending on if I was wearing jeans, pajama bottoms, cotton sweatpants, or athletic shorts, which ended up working the best. Any texture, wrinkles, or folds impacted motion accuracy, and if I wasn't sitting with my legs perfectly flat like a tabletop, it sometimes wouldn't register that I was trying to move at all. It takes some work to achieve the best position to play, but once I found it, the controls did work significantly better than I expected.
Wow, hold that.
If you have the option though, don't use your lap. Drag and drive easily worked the best when playing in my office on my desktop PC monitor, which is
Okay.
where I settled after finding that leaning over a living room coffee table wasn't comfortable enough either. I simply moved my keyboard aside and had the entire flat surface of my desk to slam the Joy-Con 2 on over and over. I
Yeah,
will
I'ma have to
say,
move
the
this shit
idea
out
of
the
being
way.
this rough with controllers that keep going up in price made me feel a little uneasy.
I'm gonna have to move this keyboard. I got
If
two
you manage to
keyboards.
get
I got
past
this
those
one when I
initial
make music.
roadblocks, you can start learning some neat
Then I have
tricks
my
to score
regular
bonus points.
keyboard.
You can pull off a bunny hop as you shoot the ball to score an extra 1/10 of a point, which is a leap you perform by grabbing your wheels and lifting both controllers up in quick succession. A 540-degree turn that leads into a two-handed slam dunk is worth 0.4 extra points, and it's really satisfying trying to get an opening to pull off these risky advanced techniques. And I had multiple games come down to a fraction of a point difference.
Hey!
Defense is pretty fun too. You need to slam into a ball-handling opponent head
Give
on
me that.
to knock it loose, literally put your hands in the air to try and block a shot, or quickly snag a
Hands
rebound
up.
to regain possession. I learned how important it is to hit the brakes to stop directly in front of an opponent and get up in their face. It accurately
give me that rebound.
replicates the intensity and excitement of a
we got
close
one man
pickup
fast
game,
break.
with great moments like grabbing a rebound and driving all the way down to the court.
Foul and one. Then he got fouled.
Last-second buzzer beater, complete with a dramatic slow motion effect.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, lad. That's cool.
You can play offline with bots that are decently smart and always pass you the ball if you signal that you're open, but the action excels when you take it online with 5 friends or strangers.
Gotta take it
I
online.
unfortunately wasn't able to capture any footage from my main online play session with a full lobby ahead of launch, but it's fun to coordinate with teammates over game chat to set them up for an open shot or decide who to guard on defense. And like most competitive multiplayer games of this nature, there's really no reason to play offline.
Wow. Hold that.
Sadly, outside of the arena, Drag and Drive doesn't have much going on. The whole affair takes place in what's called the Park, which has about as much personality as its one-word name implies. Scattered around are a small handful of fun time-based challenges, like racing through obstacle courses, jumping rope 100 times in a row, or scoring as many points as possible. But after reaching the target time for most of them in just a couple of hours, I was left wishing there were more challenges to complete. One neat idea is that if you're playing in an online lobby and roaming around the park trying out challenges at your own pace, a giant video board displays live updates of who has the highest scores in each one.
Oh, that's
Some
cool.
challenges
I like
award
that.
gold rings to the record holder so everyone wheeling around the park can see who's the champ.
Ring
Both
me.
features encourage friendly competition if you all buy into
ring
it,
playing.
and I can see this being a decently fun place to hang out with a group of friends as everyone tries to set new high scores in between matches.
Yeah.
There are also group minigames to break things up, though those amount to a 30-second race or a sprint to see who can grab the ball first. They're both pretty skippable, and fortunately, you can easily opt out of participating and just wait for the real game to begin.
Now, with that being said, we have to remember this game is $20. If the game sells well and they have a good player base, they're going to add DLC. There's going to be more parks. There's going to be more courses. There's going to be more challenges. Hell, they might even add 4-on-4, 5-on-5 mode, or 1v1 or 2v2 kind of mode. Whenever I see a game come out like this, I don't judge it too much on how limited it may be when it came out, especially if it's under $40. So my prediction as of April 14th when I'm making this video is that this game will thrive. It will survive. It will thrive. It will have a good player base, and they'll add DLC to expand it further, which is kind of crazy, but that's what we come to expect from these companies these days. That's just how it is these days. Fucked up, but that's just how it is.
The big issue holding Drag and Drive back is that there's just not that much reason to do anything. Earning trophies by winning games and completing challenges unlocks new helmet designs for your character. But that's pretty much the only unlockable, and the customization options honestly aren't that exciting. There's no leveling up, no meaningful achievements, and nothing to work toward that makes me want to boot up Drag and Drive when I could be playing Mario Kart, Splatoon, or another competitive multiplayer game. I don't necessarily think a game needs this stuff to be fun, but after 10 hours, I'm skeptical I'll have much reason to come back outside of friend hangouts. And that's only if my friends put in the time to click with the gameplay like I have. Even things like a varied soundtrack, multiple court designs, or original characters with personalities like in ARMS and Splatoon would go a long way here, but instead it all just feels like the bare minimum. It's incredibly generic, and it's a shame that gameplay I genuinely like is wrapped in such a boring one-note package. That's not usually Nintendo's style.
I think what they should do, they should add like special abilities, like because he mentioned something like arms, and you know how they like obviously has the those spring-like retractable arms, like maybe do something with that, like a special ability or something like that, or some like how NBA Street had like the game breaker where you could do all these crazy moves in the air. Just do like a sequence where they do something like that or something. But I'm gonna give this game a chance because it's only $20. You can't, you're not really missing out on a lot of money by copying this game. And I would see, I would hang it. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm gonna stay in tune with it and see what they add to it down the road.
It also has to be said that it's ironic how, in a game that's clearly based on wheelchair basketball, there's no option to play with anything but these physically demanding motion controls, and the settings to adjust how they work are extremely limited.
He didn't even look at it.
It's not exactly a poster child for accessibility in video games.
Yeah, that's a crazy irony for a game about wheelchair basketball. It doesn't really have any accessibility options because there might be people that are disabled that will have a hard time playing this game. So maybe they didn't fully think this through as far as the accessibility part of it.
Drag and drive controls like nothing else I've ever played, and it asks a lot of you in order to get used to its complicated
He gonna give it a 7
and mouse mechanics.
A 7.
Obviously, if you don't like or literally can't use forced motion controls like this, then you should steer clear. But once I put in the time to get good, I really enjoyed the surprisingly deep fundamentals of Nintendo's unique take on wheelchair basketball. Its online 3-on-3 matches are a lot of fun, and it has some good ideas for provoking friendly competition between rounds that I wish were fleshed out a little bit more. That lack of substance is the most disappointing part about Drag and Drive, with little in the way of unlockables, customization, personality, and variety. I imagine a hardcore group of fans could rally around it because its movement is very cool and there is a ton of potential to discover in its exciting trick system, but with a high initial barrier to entry and not enough reasons to stick around for the long haul once you've cleared it, it's hard to see Drag and Drive establishing itself among an already crowded field of online multiplayer options. For more on Nintendo Switch 2, check out my reviews of Mario Kart World and the 10 out of 10 Donkey Kong Bonanza. And for everything else in the world of Nintendo, stick with IGN.
So another thing I was wondering is if they had like a steal, like a stat counting, like and that's why I said Nintendo needs to add achievements, like, or something, because PlayStation got trophies, Xbox got achievements. Nintendo needs to add something to that. Like, I know you get in-game rewards, but there should be an overall like gamer profile to where you sit there and you have things to show how what things that you've unlocked in the game. That would just improve. That would automatically improve every game on the console, to be honest. And this is a perfect example of a game that needs that. Especially something that's coming out so bare bones to begin with. But yeah, that's Drag X Drive, y'all. It's wheelchair basketball 3-on-3. Again, you have your guard, forward, and center. If you know basketball, you know that. You can do tricks to give yourself a 1/10 of a point or 2/10 of a point. As you can see there, they got 4.5. He's about to do something right now. You could do it like that's a bunny hop. So he got 0.1 of a point for hitting the bunny. Oh, I like how you can wear the rings, because if you do the challenges, there's challenges you can do, and if you finish those challenges, you get rings for it. I didn't know you could wear those on the court. That's kind of fire. But I was saying earlier that I think this game will expand. They'll add DLC, and it will be a deeper game than it is now. Kind of like how like I compared it before to Rocket League. So I'm gonna give this game a chance. And it's only $20, so why not? You don't really lose much from getting it. So yeah, we definitely gonna cop this. So yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel down in the comments, right? So you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. 1.